It's Friday, March 14th, 2025, and this is Cup of Cyber, your daily rundown of cybersecurity news and insights. Today, we'll explore a significant breach involving Juniper Networks routers by a Chinese espionage group, delve into a sophisticated phishing campaign targeting the hospitality sector, discuss the FCC's new initiative to counter foreign technology threats, and examine the White House's recent directive to federal agencies regarding cybersecurity personnel. So, grab your coffee, and let's dive into today's cybersecurity briefing. Let's start with a concerning development involving Juniper Networks routers. A Chinese cyber espionage group, identified as UNC 3886, has been exploiting vulnerabilities in end-of-life Juniper MX series routers to deploy custom backdoors and rootkits. This tactic allows them to maintain persistent, unauthorized access to targeted networks. The attackers utilized modified versions of TinyShell, a lightweight, open-source backdoor, to infiltrate these devices. By compromising routing infrastructure, they could intercept and manipulate network traffic without detection. This approach underscores a growing trend where adversaries target network devices that often lack comprehensive security monitoring. Mitigation tips. To defend against such intrusions, organizations should regularly update and patch devices. Ensure all network devices, including routers and switches, are running supported firmware versions with the latest security patches. Implement network segmentation. Divide networks into segments to limit lateral movement opportunities for attackers. Monitor network traffic. Deploy intrusion detection systems to identify unusual patterns indicative of malicious activity. By proactively securing network infrastructure, organizations can reduce the risk of such sophisticated attacks. Moving on, Microsoft has issued an alert about a phishing campaign dubbed ClickFix, which specifically targets the hospitality industry. Attackers are impersonating Booking.com to deliver credential-stealing malware. The campaign begins with emails purportedly from Booking.com, informing recipients of a negative review or an issue requiring immediate attention. These emails contain links leading to fake CAPTCHA verification pages designed to appear legitimate. Victims are then instructed to execute a series of actions, including copying and pasting commands, which ultimately download and install malware like Xworm, LumaStealer, and various remote access Trojans. Mitigation tips. To protect against such phishing attempts, educate employees. Regularly train staff to recognize phishing emails and avoid interacting with suspicious links or attachments. Implement email filtering. Use advanced email security solutions to detect and block phishing attempts before they reach end users. Enforce multi-factor authentication, MFA. Require MFA for accessing sensitive systems, adding an extra layer of security even if credentials are compromised. By staying vigilant and implementing these measures, organizations can mitigate the risks posed by sophisticated phishing campaigns. In regulatory news, the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, has established a Council on National Security to enhance defenses against cyber threats from foreign adversaries, particularly those linked to China. This initiative aims to protect U.S. telecommunications infrastructure from espionage and supply chain vulnerabilities. The Council's objectives include reducing reliance on foreign technology in critical sectors like 5G, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. By coordinating efforts across various FCC bureaus, the Council seeks to proactively address potential threats and ensure the security of the nation's communications networks. Implications for cybersecurity professionals. This development highlights the importance of assessing supply chain risks. Evaluate and mitigate risks associated with third-party vendors and foreign manufactured technologies. Collaborating with regulatory bodies. Stay informed about regulatory changes and participate in initiatives aimed at securing critical infrastructure. Investing in secure technologies. Prioritize the adoption of secure and resilient technologies to safeguard against emerging threats. By aligning with these strategic objectives, cybersecurity professionals can contribute to a more secure national infrastructure. Lastly, the White House has advised federal agencies to avoid laying off cybersecurity personnel amid budget reduction plans. This directive underscores the critical role cybersecurity professionals play in national security and information assurance. Greg Barbaccia, the federal chief information officer, emphasized that cybersecurity is integral to national security. He encouraged agencies to find efficiencies elsewhere without compromising their cyber posture. This guidance reflects concerns that workforce reductions could impair the nation's ability to combat cybersecurity threats effectively. Considerations for agencies. In light of this directive, agencies should prioritize cybersecurity funding, ensure adequate resources are allocated to maintain robust cybersecurity defenses, recognize cybersecurity as essential, treat cybersecurity roles as vital to national security, safeguarding them from budget cuts. Focus on efficiency. Identify non-essential areas for budget reductions without impacting critical cybersecurity functions. By maintaining a strong cybersecurity workforce, federal agencies can continue to protect against evolving threats and ensure the resilience of national infrastructure. And that wraps up today's episode of Cup of Cyber. We discussed the breach of Juniper Networks routers by a Chinese espionage group, Microsoft's warning about the ClickFix phishing campaign targeting the hospitality sector, the FCC's initiative to counter foreign technology threats, and the White House's directive to preserve cybersecurity staffing levels. If you found this episode informative, please like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Links to all the articles discussed today are available in the show notes. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, stay safe, stay vigilant, and stay secure.